Hello there, I'm Nat Nollid. I am British.
Are you sure? You don't look very British.
I'll have you know that I passed Norman Tebbit's cricket test on many occasions, and my parents were immigrants from the Indian subcontinent. All came here in search of a better life in the 60s, when there were big labour shortages here. What I want to talk about is migration from Europe into the New World over the last couple of hundred years, as a way of explaining why so many millions of people from Africa and Asia and other places want to come into Europe today, and this will be a big major issue over the next year, over the next few years, along with climate change. And we need to understand, by looking at this map, why this is so. Now, if you look at North America, I have a lot in common with the people that emigrated there in the last 300-400 years. The majority of people there were of English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish, French and other European origin. Over in South America, the majority of people were Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, German, etc. origin. The total there, you're looking at about 500 million people in North America, 400 million people in South America of European origin. Over in Southern Africa, it was the British and the Dutch along with other Europeans. Over in Siberia, it was predominantly the Russians that colonised that continent and wiped out the natives. Over in Australasia, it was the British and the Irish and the Europeans and the French that colonised Australia, New Zealand and Polynesia. Now, this is to acknowledge that over the last 300-400 years, ever since Columbus colonised and found the New World, that the dominant force in the world was and has been and probably will continue to be the Europeans, along with the Americans, because they were, I'm not afraid to say, superior in many ways. Intellectually, they had the spirit of adventure, they had the greed to go out and to colonise in the name of the king, etc., etc. Now, we need to understand that this is something that is in common with the people from Africa and Asia that want to come into Europe. Now, Bill Gates' wealth could wipe out half of Africa's national debt. Trade is a big issue there. Trade is a big issue in Asia as well. Until we address the issues of corruption and trade and fair trade, we will never root out immigration. It will be a very big issue, and it will continue to be a very big issue. Millions will starve, millions will die unless we do something about this. And unless we acknowledge that migration has been going on from Europe into the New World for the same reasons that migration is coming into Europe from Africa and Asia in today and in the years ahead. We need to understand and acknowledge this in our literature, in our media, in our history books.